Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make rotisserie style chicken in the Instapot. So follow along. I'm also going to be making Alfredo and vegetables and garlic bread. But we're going to start with getting the seasonings measured out and into a cup so we can just dump them onto the chicken before putting them into the Instant Pot to sear. And then we will remove them, put the trivet in, and then put the chicken on this with a cup of chicken broth underneath, and then we're gonna cook it. So stay tuned. So first off, it's 2 teaspoons of salt. And then we're gonna do a teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of dry thyme, and then we're gonna do 1.5 teaspoons of paprika. You can go a little extra on that. 1 teaspoon of oregano. And then 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And then we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Again, you can go a little bit heavier on it. Just depends on your preference. And then we're gonna mix it around. See, they're all in there. I'm gonna give it a good mix. And then we're going to rub it on the chicken. So now you're gonna turn it on to saute, and then you're gonna hit start. And then put your oil in. I do about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little more, just so it doesn't stick. And now we're going to go season the chicken so it can go in there. So now you're going to take the chicken, and you're going to dry it. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but try to get most of the moisture off. And then I like to put them on the plate to do this. So then after you get it all dried off, you're going to generously sprinkle the seasoning all over and kind of rub it around. Try and get as covered as much as possible. And then we're going to go and put it into the Instant Pot. You're going to place them in so they're not overlapping. And then you're going to wash your hands. And you're going to leave them in there for about 4 minutes for each side, and then you're going to pull them out. Okay, so now you're going to use tongs and you're going to flip the chicken. And try not to splatter it on yourself because it is hot. And that's what you, well, these are what you want it to look like. And then you're going to let those cook for about 4 minutes, and you're going to add the broth, and then you're going to put them on the trivet and cook it for about 28 minutes. So now you're going to pull them out of the Instapot. You're going to put them on a plate.
What? You can talk to me second right now.
And then you're going to put the rivet.
What?
Oh, hit cancel first. And then you're going to put the rivet in. And then add your chicken broth. 1 cup of chicken broth. And then put the chicken on top of the rivet.
That's cool strawberry.
And then you're gonna put the lid on. Well, that didn't sound like it went on there, right? Lock it into place, and then you're going to put pressure cook for 28 minutes. And you're gonna go ahead and start it. And now I'm gonna go over and start the water for the noodles. So now I added my water to the pot, and I'm gonna add my salt to bring it to a boil and turn the burner on to high. Pretty basic, but. And I do my Alfredo with spaghetti noodles because I don't really care for the thicker noodles. And yeah, I'll show you how I make my Alfredo. And now I'm going to start the water for my vegetables. I'm going to be doing carrots and broccoli. Now I'm going to start prepping for the sauce, and I'm going to grate a whole block of Parmesan cheese. I meant wedge, not block, but wedge. Also, if you don't have one of these kinds of cheese graters, it is a total game changer. Like, so quick, so easy. I got mine off of Amazon, and it was like, I think, 25 bucks. So, make sure that you choose a good quality Parmesan cheese, though, because it does make a difference. So then you're going to add the oil. You can do the oil before it gets to a boil, but and I'm going to be doing thin spaghetti. If I had time, I would make the noodles from scratch, but I didn't feel like doing that today. And then I use a metal spoon to kind of move the noodles around and make sure that they're not sticking together. And that's, and it stops them from sticking from the bottom of the pot as well. So now that the noodles are done cooking and strained, you're gonna put a stick of butter, and then once that gets melted down pretty much all the way, you're going to add I'll show you how much cream cheese, but you're gonna add the cream cheese and then let it curdle, and then add the garlic powder in. Just a little over 3 ounces of cream cheese, about that much. And then I'll show you what it's supposed to look like when I say curdle. This is what I mean by curdled. And now we're gonna add the garlic powder, about a tablespoon. Normally I would measure it, but I don't really. We'll go from the heart. And then we're going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt, and then about a half a teaspoon of pepper. And it should look like this. Now you're going to add in the milk and the